Okay, now we need to add an event and an action to our objects so that we see our objects move the way we want them to move in our game. So double click on the object ball. We are going to add an event. Click add an event, and I want you to click create. Then we need to associate or attach an action to that event. So click right here, drag it, and if you place your cursor over it, it'll tell you what it is. This is the start moving in a direction. And it's going to ask you what direction do you want the ball to move in. And let's go and click the corners. Right? Leave these unchecked, only check the corners. And let's change the speed to 8 and leave relative unchecked and click OK. And once you do that, I want you to click OK. And now let's test it out and put it in our room. So where it says room, double click and you'll see room 0. I want you to click on that, double click on that. And what I want you to do is I want you to put the ball in the room. So under objects, click right here and we're going to select the ball. And I just want you to place it in the middle. Click on the green check. And now we're going to test it out. We're going to test how our game is so far. So to do that, you click right up here where it says run game. And let's see what it does. Right? A ball just went off the screen. So that's good. It's working. So now what we have to do is we need to add walls so that the ball doesn't go off the screen. So let's go to our wall object, double click on that, and we need to make it solid. Once we make it solid, we are going to go to add event. We're going to make a collision, and we want a collision with the ball. So when the ball hits the wall, it bounces off. So click collision and select with the ball. And then what our action is that it's going to bounce off the wall, right? Because when the ball hits the wall, it's going to collide and bounce off it. So to do that, I want you to click bounce, drag it in, and then it says, do you want it to bounce not precisely or precisely with solid objects? Well, we've already created that a solid object, right? So now what I want you to do is click right here and just change it to precisely. So it's realistic. Click OK, and I want you to click OK. And now what I want you to do is click in the room, and I want you, and here's our room. You can zoom in, zoom out. The gray area represents the room. Click right here. If you're not here, click on object, the objects tab. Click right here, and we're going to choose the red wall. And I want you to just click and just do the top and the bottom. If you hold down shift, you can just drag it. So hold down shift. If you make a mistake, you can right click, delete, right click, delete, right click, delete. There's another way to delete we'll get into later. But just right click over, delete, right click, delete, right? So now you have something that looks like this. Now let's test it out. So click on the check mark. And now what I want you to do is click on run the game. And let's see what happens. Right? It stops when it hits the wall. So we need to change that.